All right, strength training today. I'm still a little stuffy. However, we got to start using our muscles. Okay. One of the main things that people do when they start back on their exercise program after they've been sick, especially when you're you're at the age of wisdom. You think it would be wisdom, but still, people start lifting too much too soon. So if you haven't been sick, if everything's good to go, great. Pick up whatever that you feel will give you a good resistance. However, you got to go into it a little bit easy. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. So one of the first things to do whenever that you're starting back on exercising and or just regular moves. Number one, if you've had a lot of sinus congestion and your nose has been filled and you have been laying down a lot, man, just to get up and to get like postural awareness, that's a big thing. So one of the first things that you can do to help yourself ease back into exercising carefully but efficiently is use a pole. Okay, now you could be doing all this next to a wall. Fine, something to hang on to is the point. So I have a pole. If you don't want to use a pole because you're saying, well, I'm all right, I've just been lazy. You still may want a pole. Look what I'm doing. I'm getting oriented. Okay, I use this gently. I use it gently. But if you step up onto your little balance pad and you don't use this, great. Keep your knee soft. Don't go so fast. Come up here, bend the knee, say rib cage up. That's where a lot of people, when they're trying to orient back to movement, is you fall back into your postural mistakes. Okay. So right there, when I put that foot there, a lot of you just keep going, keep going, keep going. I want you to hesitate because you know what you do? You put this foot here and instead of thinking, you do this and you dip forward. We don't want to do that. So we're going to put our foot here and now the knee is bent and the rib cage comes up so that you don't do that hunching forward. And until you slow it back, you're going to go right into the postural mistakes that you had made before you were sick. Okay. So the reason I'm doing step ups on the balance pad is that's one of the best ways to help get your inner ear functioning and saying, oh, this is different than what I've been doing, laying on the bed because I was sick or laying on the couch or whatever. You put that with the fact that you have sinus, if you have a runny nose, if you have allergies, etc., your plugging up of all your sinuses is going to affect your hearing. Okay? You got to know that affects your balance. That's why I'm using this for insurance. And then I'm doing it slowly. I'm hesitating here. I'm saying rib cage up. My knee is soft, breathing in through my nose. Then I come up. I use this lightly. Okay? Because the minute you step up here, it's supposed to throw you. Okay? Because it's not a solid foundation. It's a soft balance kind of a foundation to make you more posturally aware of what's going on. See how my ankle is moving all over the place? So I'll do this a number of times to get the vestibular system functioning again. Okay? So this is just all part of our existence and we're all in it together. And I get sick just like everybody else. Okay? The main thing is managing it, getting through it, getting over it. Yeah. And If we're lucky, we'll do that and we'll keep having those birthdays. Okay? Take a big breath. Now, every once in a while, change your pole. Okay? If you're using it. All right? And if you're not, that's fine too. Just hold it above the ground. See? So this little 2-inch step up with a hesitation right there. Say rib cage up. Yeah, keep my chin tucked. Big breath in through the nose. I sent some of you guys a really thorough discussion of breathing. And those of you who I didn't send it to, let me know if you're interested. I'll send it to you. I tried to just think who was on the other day. Okay, take a breath. If you're not thinking about it, this is going to throw you. Have this ready. Rib cage up. Drop your shoulders. Anyway, breathing through your nose. It's a bigger deal than you would think. Much bigger deal. And the research they're bringing forth on this, I'm so glad. Many of us have known about this for a long time. That's why I keep ragging on you guys to breathe through your nose. So, generally when I just say, breathe through your nose, you know what that means, right? It means shut your mouth. It just sounds nicer if I say, breathe through your nose. I think Tim's probably laughing, and Frank. Okay, take a breath. Okay, so I'm doing pretty good here. So see, I'm going to take my pole and I'm going to go right here. So what does that mean? That means when I step up, this is reminding me to keep my rib cage up. My knee is soft. It does not lock. Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and bring that knee all the way through and hesitate for a few seconds. So I'm going to come right here. Okay, rib cage up, knee is soft. Breathe through the nose. Yeah, I know. So see there? I'm going to hang out there for just a little bit until I start really having to struggle to find my balance. That's what those things are supposed to do. Now I did several step ups. Now I'm going to step forward and down and then come back. So it's going to be forward and down. And I want my heel to come down first, right there. Big breath through the nose. Keep your shoulders down. Keep your rib cage up. I told somebody one time they went, well, what kind of an exercise class is it? Is it aerobics? If somebody says aerobics, then I know about how old they are. If you say aerobics to any kids now, they'll look at you like you're from outer space. Okay? No, I focus on basically a postural tune-up is every single class, whether it's mobility on Wednesdays or strength on Monday and Friday. I'm going to be hammering you to stand yourself up in a neutral pattern. Okay, see here? See here? See how I touched down and then I went down to my heel? Yeah, this is my challenge side. Why is this my challenge side when this is my knee replacement side? Why is that? Because hips are everything with stability. And if you have double hips replaced, use a dadgum pole, okay? It will help you line up. You don't have to use it heavily. But when you come here like this, it helps you not get into bad patterns of leaning, over leaning. And that's what I tend to do. And I know that. So I don't want to do that. So here I come. I'm right here. I'm going to keep myself upright. Then I'm going to come down with my heel first. As I come forward, you see, and even though this is just 2 inches, if I keep my foot up here and I come over and back, so right here, rib cage up, big breath through the nose, yeah. Then when I come over, my knee is soft. As I come down, the heels first. And right now, even though that's a 2-inch drop, the foot on top, see, my heel is down on it. I am stretching all the way through the Achilles, the soleus. Yeah, that's a great move for that. Take a breath. Here I go. I'm going to come up and all the way down. See that? And up and all the way down. And if you have a tight calf, if you have a tight Achilles, you have problems with plantar fasciitis, this is a great move for you. Okay, so I'm going to go to the other one and then check that out. So see, I put my foot here. I do not lift my heel. I do not lift my toe. I'm solid down. Say rib cage up, shoulders down, breathing in. Here I go. See, I can come all the way over, no problem, and to the heel. But I want to shrink. I want to lower my center of gravity. Keep your heel on the pad. You're going to feel a big stretch if you'll take a hesitation. See what I'm doing? My heel is down. My feet, my foot is flat. And as I sink, whoa, what a stretch up through that Achilles and calf. Okay, and a lot of times people will just go right past that and say, oh, I need to warm up. And I'm like, okay, you're warming up. All right, stepping off. See, I have this pad, and then I have this one. So I think, I'm pretty sure that this is a 6-inch rise. It might be 8-inch. I'll have to measure it. But I went from a lower one to a higher one. And you might say out there, well, what do I do, Jeannie? I don't have that. And I'm like, then just step forward. Just step forward or step back onto the pad or step up here, because all I'm wanting you to do really is to act like you're going to step up, but then you don't. Then you switch, then you're going to step here and you're going to act like you're going to really step up on that chair, but you don't. You see that? This is a valuable move, y'all. Do it where you can put your hand on a wall, a pole, and if you don't have a lower step like this, this is specifically for stepping like that. Use your chair. Hip hinge as you enter into this, and then act like you're going to go ahead and pull yourself all the way up on that stair. All the way up on that chair. But you don't. So you're going to take a big breath, switch right there. You're going to go boom, switch, bent knee, rib cage up, boom. So you're starting to put pressure, see, in a real way on those legs, on the hip, everywhere. And you try to act like you're going to step up there, but you don't, is the point. Okay? And why should you do this? Because this is functional strength work. Your body weight, you're in a position that you don't usually put yourself in because you're afraid you're going to fall, right? And then you just quit doing that. And whereas I'm not advocating for people to step up on their chairs, even though that's what we used to do, right, Kay? This kind of an effort, and see, now I'm going to do 3. I'm sorry, 4. I just did 1. I'm going to say rib cage up, drop my shoulders. I'm using my pole. I'm going to go up, take a breath. I'm going to go up, take a breath. I'm going to go up, take a breath. Come back down, come back down. So I'm using a chair because that's what most of you have at your house. You don't have this. If I had this, then I would do this. 2, see that? 3, see that? 4. But a lot of you don't have that kind of a setup. So I'm saying you can get the same benefit load-wise, mentally-wise, by doing active acting like you're going to step up on the chair. Take a breath. Take a breath. Okay? And you come down. After you've done that, a couple of sets, seriously, you're going to be getting hot. All right? Not that you aren't all hot, but I bet Tina's laughing. Tina's the type that would laugh at that. Okay. Okay, so here's my little bar. Stair stepping, absolutely. Now we're going to turn and do one of the most practical moves we can for preparing ourselves to do strength work. Okay, I got my little bar. Number one, I'm going to step as wide as the chair legs. Drop my shoulders. Hip hinge a tiny bit. Do a turn. Do a turn. 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 Take a big breath. Drop your shoulders. Every single time you turn. A lot of you don't realize this, but every time you turn, you let your shoulders come up. I know it. Did I catch you? Okay, see how I'm turning? Not only does this benefit from the feet, it benefits the knees, it benefits the hips, it benefits your back, lower back, your shoulders, and as I turn, if I turn my head and hesitate just a second, then come forward and turn the other way, turn my head, then it benefits my balance, my ability to get back on target and not have my head spin. Okay, take a breath. Yeah? 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 Yeah, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 10 big old giant turkeys. Right? Oh, yeah, 10. Whew. Right, yeah, big ones. They know they're safe here. Okay, now I'm going to act like I'm going to sit down, but I don't. It's a fake out. Okay, you ready? If you're just coming back after being sick or after a break, okay, you really got to start orienting to movement. Around, up, down, stepping, the whole thing. And again, those of you with allergies, those of you who've had a little, whatever you've had, you have sinus issues at all, it affects your balance. You got to know that because it's going to catch you off guard someday. So I'm saying one of the best things you can do is pick up a walking pole, okay, and help yourself until you get reoriented, okay? So I'm going to come back down. See how I went wide? That's number one. Hip hinge. See how I swing that butt back? My rib cage is up. My chin is tucked. I'm going to go down as if I'm going to sit now. So here's another fake out. As if I'm going to sit, I'm going to tap and then come back up. Okay? Now, when you've been laying down for a couple of days, sick as a dog, you have to orient back to this. Okay, so I'm going to come down, I'm going to act like I'm going to sit, and then I'm going to come back. See that? So this takes quite a bit of effort. And anytime in these entry stage workouts, let's say you really have been sick, and you pull this workout up, and you go, okay, she did a mobility one on Wednesday when she was coming off of being sick. And then she did a strength work on Friday when she was coming off of being sick. Let me pull those up because I'm taking great pains to have you integrate back into full ranges of motion. Yes, with weights, but you better mitigate. You better do it a little at a time. And anytime you need to, stop and take a break, take a big breath. Just sit out a couple of repetitions, whatever you need to do. keep moving, whichever you find yourself. Okay? So here I come again. Now I went ahead and sat down for 2, but I'm not going to sit down now. So stay with me. Your body position is very important. Here we go. We're going to come right down here. We're going to keep our balance. We're going to barely tap the back of our legs. We're not sitting. Okie dokie. Here we go. Breath and come back. So you barely do a tap down. See, I just tap down. Take a breath. Make sure your knees are not coming inside and they're not going outside. Okay, you want to stay right down in this column of motion, right here. Take a big breath through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Keep working on breathing through your nose, in and out. It's very hard to do when your nose is stuffy. Mine's not stuffy anymore, but until Tuesday it was. Oh, I could not breathe, I tell you. It's unreal. And I'm doing this whole workout as if you had one of those nasty little cold or flu things going around and you want to get back on track. Okay? It's going to take a little while. You're going to have to modify things. It's the name of the game. Take a big deep breath. One more. Just barely touch down and then come back. Okay? Now I'm going to take my pole. I'm going to lay it at my feet. And I'm going to go down as if I'm sitting, but I'm hovering right above that chair. Hovering, 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 hovering. And then I come back. Okay? So just holding that and getting that blood working and then stopping is a big deal. So pay attention to how you're feeling. Stop for a moment, take a break, etc. Okay, now I'm going to go back. Normally, because of how we warmed up, I would pick up probably a 9. Okay, this one, of course, those of you who don't have these, you usually have 8-pounders, you have 10-pounders, 6, or you have 5. So I pick up a 5. So I'm going to be right here. All right. So I'm getting my orientation back. Pretty good. I'm going to come here and here. See that? Okay. Now when I step, I'm going to bring them down and just push back. That's it. And I'm going to keep my foot on the floor. And then I'm going to bring them back up. Okay. Then I'm going to switch lead legs. So I'm right there. And I'm going to come back with those weights. I'm going to really squeeze my arms. Then I'm going to do some repeats. See that? I'm going to go push. 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 Big breath, push. Breath, push. Breath, push. Yes. Push back. See how my weights are back here? See, they're back here. See, I'm going from here to here. I'm not coming forward. I'm going to go push back. Push back. When you bend your elbows, you don't flare them. See, that's what I'm doing. I'm pushing back because I want to really stimulate the back arms to really get a press. So bring them forward now. See that? Just like that. Yeah. Big breath. Split stance now. Step forward, but don't let your back cave on me. What does that mean? The minute I have people step forward and then we're going to go do something, you know what you do? You do this. That is not what I just did. So if you've been laying down, you've been sick, I'm telling you, your back needs you to keep it extended. All right, don't flex it. That's what it's been doing. Step forward, say rib cage up. Don't cave. Don't flex the back. Okay, so I'm here. I'm going to drop my chin. I'm going to bring both arms. I'm going to come 1 and 2 and 3 and yeah, 4 and 5. One more. 6 and then I'm going to come down in a hammer. I mean, in a regular bicep curl, and then I go pull and pull and pull and pull. Yeah, keep it going. Take a big breath. Say rib cage up. Keep your heel down and back. Don't bring that heel up. And down. Step back. Oh, big breath through your nose. Keep your shoulders down when you breathe. Why? Because I'm trying to get you to expand your chest wide. I'm trying to get you to get your diaphragm working. Don't bring your shoulders up when you take that big breath. Okay? So now I stepped out. And what did I caution you about? What did I caution you about just now? Right before I did this leg. Huh? I've seen it happen a million times. The minute I have somebody step their leg out and they know they're going to do some task, they do this. So that would be rounding. That would be flexing your back. I want you to keep your back in extension. Okay. Are you ready? Same leg. Step it forward. Now, we're going to bring these arms right here. Again, this is a 6-pounder for me. It should be a lightweight for you. But you're going to come hammer curl to the shoulder, hammer curl to the shoulder. I want that little movement. See, you have to turn a tiny bit to do this. Right. Keep your heel down and back. Down, down, down. Some of you raised it. It's very natural to try to do that, but I want to keep that heel down. And then I just do a hammer curl to the front. I keep saying rib cage up, breath, 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 breath. Bring her down and say shoulders down, rib cage up. Keep that heel down and back. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Pull, breath, rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up. Big breath, breath. Stay with me. Keep your wrist neutral. That means don't bend them. Take a breath. Take a breath. Push. Okay, you ready? Push back. Right there. Nice. Okay, I still got these. So entering back into an exercise program or your regular, what you're used to doing, when you've taken a break or gotten sick, I'm going to use lighter weights for the majority or body weights. You got to kind of get back into it easy. Okay, so see what I did? I didn't turn my foot. I just stepped wide. See that? My toes are forward. The leg I stepped with is the leg I'm going to bend. I am not going to bend the other leg. So I'm going to do a side lunge, basically. So I'm going to push my butt back. I'm going to bring these weights right with me. See that? I'm going to hang out there for a little bit, and then I'm going to come right back up. Okay? Now, if you have an iffy hip, if you have a little tricky hip, a little wonky hip, yeah, wonky. You know what I mean? Arthritis. Let's say it's been replaced. Okay? Go easy. But this is a plane of motion that we need to be able to do. All right, so see how you're going to do at it. So make sure your posture is good. I'm doing this with 6 and 6. You're doing it with whatever you picked up or nothing. Okay? I'm going to hip hinge. Drop my shoulders, rib cage up, keep my chin tucked. I'm going to go down as far as I feel I can until I feel this stretching right here. See that? My butt's pushing back. Okay? And then I'm going to come right back up. I'm going to check out how's my hip doing. And I might do it 3 times. I might do it 6 times. It's up to you. But doing the repetitions is not the most important thing. The most important thing is your position when you are doing these. Okay? Take a breath. Now I'm going to bring that leg in because I'm going to do the other way now. So I'm going to step out as far as I can. Excuse me. Aren't you sad you're not here for me to cough on? Here I go. Push the butt back. Yeah, I know. Some of you are like, oh, that's gross, Jeannie. I said, yeah, well, I got your attention. Okay. And come back. So when you've been a little shaky, you've been off for a while, you got to get these planes of motion going again. I'm doing it now with just 12 pounds coming down through my hips, through my spine, through my legs, my knee, my hip, my feet. And I want to make sure that my mechanics are spot on. So I'm breathing in through my nose. I'm pushing the butt back. I'm coming down and coming back. And I'm coming down as far as I feel, as far as you feel you can go with wonky hips, with a knee that's replaced. These are moves that are very safe and that you need to do. Okay, but you need to do them correctly. So one of the biggest things that people do when they're doing this kind of a rotation and they're coming down forward is they bring their head and chest down before they bring their hips down. So keep your head and chest right in line with your hip motion, okay? In other words, don't do a nosedive. Take a big deep breath. I'm going to do one more. Are you ready? Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. And then come back. Yeah, then you bring it in. Big breath. Now is a good time to bring the weights right here. And you know all the practice we had stepping up on our little balance disc. Now I don't have any kind of a little pole. I'm just going to step up, and all I'm going to do is step back and then come back. Okay? And you might say to yourself, well, what kind of a challenge is that? And I'm like, well, guess what? Most falls happen doing this type of a mobility kind of move through your life. You're stepping on or off of a curb. Yeah. Or you stepped over a hose laying on the ground or a stick. This is only 2 inches. But if I'm not ready, if I catch my toe, and because I let my toe drag, I didn't bring my toe up, like right now, I'm pulling my toe up, and then I step down and I lower my total center of gravity. Then I come back up, big breath through the nose, out through the nose. And then when you go to step off, you sink your whole body. You keep your rib cage up, and then you come back up, okay? So it's that lowering down from a stair, from a curb, from whatever you're stepping on or over. That is the one thing that sends most people to the ground. Just the act of trying to step over a shoe sometimes is enough to get you off. So I'm saying, as you're lowering yourself down, think ribcage up, bend my knees, push my butt back, because that keeps my back extended, and then I'm ready to go down. So these little mini squatting type moves done from the hip, the knee, and the ankle, in order to do this little 2-inch step down. Don't turn that foot. Some of you are turning that foot because you're trying to keep your balance. Don't turn that foot. Okay? Drop. Big breath through the nose. Breath through the nose. Yeah. Don't turn the foot. Don't turn your hips. Stay forward, forward, forward. And if you're staying in a crouched position, great, because that is pushing all of your standing muscles, all of your walking muscles. Keep your chin tucked. Stay in a little crouchy position. See that? See, I'm staying in a little crouch. I don't step up here and lock all my joints. I'm keeping myself bent a little. See? Breath, 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 breath. Big breath through the nose, through the nose, through the nose, through the nose, through the nose. 2 more. Yeah, stay with me, stay with me. I'm doing these very little mini crouchings, 2 inches. I'm stepping off here. I know, I said a couple. That means it could be 2 or it could be 20. That's a couple. It's a good thing Kathy's not here this morning. She would be yelling at me. Okay, still 6-pounders. Okay, we did quite a push on all those muscles surrounding all your walking, standing joints. Okay, now I'll turn here to the side so you see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to do a little semi squat. So I'm going to pretend that I'm squatting to sit on a high stool. Does that make sense? See that? That's what I'm going to do. Now, those of you with osteoporosis, those of you with arthritis, shoulder issues, etc., this is for you. All right? Drop those shoulders. You're going to bring these weights right here. You're going to push up with your elbows back and come right back down. Okay? Keep your chin tucked. So it's going to be push. There we go, pulling again and down. So it's going to be pull, push. Stay in that little bit of a hip hinge like you're going to sit on a stool. Take a big breath. Push. Take a big breath. Yeah, notice something. When you come down, some of you are doing this and you don't even realize you're doing it. Okay? See, I'm pretty wide here. I'm acting like I'm sitting on a stool, a high stool. When you come down here, you do this. I've seen it 100 times. Don't do it. Keep them right tracking over your toes. Push, pull. Take a breath. Right here. Pull. And then push. Okay? Here we go. Keep your chin tucked. Breath in through the nose. Out through the nose. Keep your mouth shut. Okay? Breath. Chin tucked. Breath. Woo! Breath. Stay in the heels. Stay in the heels. Keep your chin tucked. Okay. Change up. Here we go. Pull and come back. This is not fast. It's not jerky. It's not huge. If you have shoulder issues, you should be able to rotate out and get your shoulder blades down and in the back. That's what I mean when I'm saying in. Trying to, in essence, with this move, trying to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades. That is a very important part of the back for somebody with osteoporosis. Okay? You're using light weight. You pull, you rotate, you squeeze those shoulder blades together. You bring it in and down. Take a big breath. Inhale, exhale, and down. Here we go. Inhale, and lift, and exhale, and down. Pull, rotate, squeeze, and down. Keep your chin tucked. Pull, rotate, squeeze, and down. You're staying in this little crouch position. See that? We didn't even do a full squat. Okay, I'm going to put these down. See how we're doing. Okay, my voice is kind of holding out. Woo, I don't know about you, but I'm getting hot. Okay, my dogs are not. They're just kind of laying there. Ha ha ha. Okay. Now we're going to do a very important move for your back and to realign all your shoulder, your back, everything. We could do it laying down on the floor, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sit just like that. So now I'm pairing. What am I pairing? I'm pairing weight loading, positional loading with body weight. Okay? So I'm going to stay right here. And I'm going to act like that I'm going to go back and use the chair back. But I'm not going to really touch it. I'm going to hover above it. Okay? It goes like this. See that? The only caution I will throw to you is when you open your hip here, this has to kick in. Your rib cage has to raise, shoulders down. When you go back, do not kick your head like that. Keep your ear right over your shoulder. See that? Just like that. See that? Keep your chin tucked. And then you're just going to bring one knee up, and you're holding it back here. Keep your chin tucked. So it's a lift, and a lift, and a lift, and a lift. This is working really hard. My back is very extended. I have to take big breaths through the nose. Yeah, just a little tiny turn. See this? Stay with me. Stay with me. I didn't want to warn you that I was going to do this. Take a breath. Take a breath. Tight tummy, tight tummy, tight tummy, tight tummy. Yeah, tight tummy. Keep your rib cage up. Stay with me. Stay with me. If I came in right now where you are, I would run my hand right here and see if your back is extended. Keep your chin tucked. Woo! Breath, breath, breath. Do that tiny little turn as you bring your leg up. Breath, breath. Stay open, stay open. Breath, breath. Yay. Now you get to turn. Now you need to look over your shoulder. Those turkeys are still down there. Oh, if you could tell them what's coming. Okay, now my hand's going to be here. Now I'm going to pair what I just did with a work for your hamstring, okay? A work for your upper body, right? See how I stepped out? See that? Now I'll say rib cage up, drop my shoulders. I'm pressing on this part of my hand, the heel. So if you have gloves, which I hope you do, that'll help. And all I'm going to do, I'm not going to lower down here. So this is going to be a little stretch for my little fun-sized people out there. This is for you, Kay. I know you have short arms, but push into your heels and lift your hips like that. See that? I'm pushing into the heels, and then I just come down and barely touch the butt. Right there. See that? I can keep my elbows bent just a tiny bit, and I'm just pushing through the heels. My toes are lifted. Okay? And if you've been doing all these little moves that really targeted legs up to now, should be shaking them just a little bit. Now, right there. Into your heels. Keep your toes up. Bring those hips right down here, and then bring them up and squeeze tight. And then come back down. Release and do it again. Keep your elbows bent. They should not be locked. And do not let your shoulders come around your ears. That's what slugs do. But I'm telling you, don't do it. Take breaks when you need to. I've got about, I don't know, 3 or 4 more. Big breath, squeeze. Back down, here we go. Squeeze. And back down. Okay. Come right here. Yes. Ready? You're here. Don't round your back yet. Take one hand. Keep one elbow on one knee. Take one hand, turn. Go all the way back over your chair. And then really push the chest forward. At the same time, I'm pushing against my opposite leg here with my elbow. So I'm really opening. So I'm doing this one specifically for people like Kay who need to open that chest wall. Keep your chin tucked. Drop your shoulders. Push on your arm against the knee. And really push your chest forward. Right. And then bring it back. Now, at this point, do not round your lower back. Round your upper back. Between your shoulder blades. Yes. Go into that C position. Ruby, you be nice. Ruby is over here acting like a little mama dog. You probably didn't hear her, but she's growling. Okay. Ready? Okay, see how my arm is right here? Okay, my legs are pretty wide. So I'm going to keep my shoulders down. That's number 1. Chin tucked. Number 2, breathing. Reach. You're pushing here. You're pulling here, and you're pushing your chest out. And you're really thumb up. And you're pushing. Keep your chin tucked. Take a big breath through your nose. Push. Push that groin. Push it. Really push your chest forward. Drop your shoulders. Big breath through the nose. Hold. 5. Hold. 4. 3. Hold. 2. 1. And come back. That's a version of hitting the racks, okay? What's the racks? I put her up against the wall and I say, put your wrist and your elbows against the wall. And then slowly slide them up the wall to above your head. And then come down, all the while keeping your shoulders in contact with the wall. I know it. Take a big breath. Yay. Now I'm going to turn. I'm keeping my voice pretty good. Okay, you see what I did? So, when you've been just feeling awful, and then you want to start moving, this is a great move to start with and stop with, because I did a full rotation here. See, my knee is down, and if I go and put my shoelaces on the ground and I lean myself back, then I get a great pull right through here. Okay. And I rotate, and then I rotate the other way. I'm going to put my shoelaces down, and I lean back so that I get into those quads. And why is that important? Because that means your hip flexors, you're opening. So take a big breath, keep your chin tucked, and then come back. You can do that as many times as you feel like it, okay? Another good one is if you're too tired to stand up, just put your toe out like that. Hip hinge, keep your shoulders down, come down with your head and chest toward that outstretched leg. You'll get a great stretch coming up through the hamstrings. You will not hurt your back if you didn't round your back, okay? There I go, see? And you can hold on to it. I'm just showing you I'm leaving. I'm getting you out of the class now. See this one? This is a very good one. Toe is up. I'm coming down. Woo! Big stretch. Spend as much time as you need to. Go back here. Do this again. Put your shoelaces down. Open back. Turn. Open back. Woo! It just really helps you get back into the swing of things. Take a big breath. Little walk, swing. Little open. Slap yourself on the back. Slap yourself on the back. Hopefully, you'll start coughing. You're supposed to. Got to get those cilia working. Okay, you can do this as many times as you want to. Keep your shoulders down. It will help get you back on track. I promise. Anyway, you may be a little tired, but you'll feel better with the workout that I just did with you. Okay? So breathe in through those noses. All right? Good job, y'all.